9 cognitive activities that also relax and calm anxiety. Hello, everyone. A warm welcome to the Active Mind 60 Plus channel. Today we're going to talk about how it's possible to exercise your brain while also finding calm and tranquility. We often associate mental gymnastics with challenges and a certain pressure, but the truth is that the most relaxing activities can also be powerful cognitive exercises. Get ready to discover 9 cognitive activities that also relax and calm anxiety. Stay with us until the end, because these tips are a true gift for your mind and your well-being. Anxiety and stress are enemies of brain health. They can affect our memory, our concentration, and even our ability to learn new things. That's why finding activities that calm us down and, at the same time, stimulate the brain is a way to do twice as much good for our health. It's a way to exercise the mind without the pressure of having to solve a complex problem or compete with someone. It's a moment for your brain and your soul. And before we dive into the tips, I want to remind you that in the video description, you will find our ebooks with various suggestions for mental exercises and games to activate the mind and memory, just the way we like to suggest here. Activity 1. Coloring mandalas or coloring books. The first tip is one of the most relaxing and effective pastimes for the mind, coloring mandalas or coloring books. The simple act of filling in a drawing with colors, carefully and attentively, is a form of active meditation. The repetition of movements and the focus on colors and patterns create a state of mindfulness, which distracts the mind from worries and anxious thoughts. The brain needs to make decisions about colors, combinations, and textures, which stimulates your creativity and your reasoning. In the end, the feeling of having created something beautiful and harmonious is a great reward. Activity 2. Gardening and plant care. Our second item connects us with nature and with our inner selves, gardening and plant care. Gardening is an activity that may seem simple, but it requires patience, planning, and observation. You need to remember what each plant needs, such as the type of soil, the amount of water and sun, and observe how they grow and develop. This exercises your memory, your attention to detail, and your reasoning. Contact with the earth and with plants also has a relaxing effect, which reduces stress and anxiety, and which is great for mental well-being. Activity 3. Knitting and crocheting. Our third suggestion is for those who like to manual activities, knitting and crocheting. These activities, which have spanned generations, are true mental gymnastics in disguise. When you are knitting or crocheting, you need to concentrate on the stitches, the combination of colors, and the pattern of the design. These processes activate fine motor coordination, procedural memory, and concentration. The repetition of movements has a calming effect, reducing stress and anxiety. And in the end, the feeling of having created something beautiful and useful with your own hands is a great reward. Activity 4. Putting together puzzles. Look at the fourth item, which is a classic that everyone loves, putting together puzzles. Puzzles are not just a pastime, they are a true gym for the brain. They require you to use spatial reasoning to identify where each piece fits, working memory to remember the colors and shapes that you have already seen, and attention to concentrate on the details. With each piece you find, your brain releases dopamine, the reward hormone, which gives you a feeling of pleasure and motivates you to continue. Completing a puzzle, even a small one, is a great victory for your mind and a great way to feel accomplished. Activity 5. Listening to classical music or sounds of nature. The fifth exercise is a way to use hearing to calm the mind, listening to classical music or sounds of nature. Classical music, with its harmonies and complex structures, stimulates various areas of the brain, including those responsible for language and memory. The same happens with the sounds of nature, such as the sound of rain or ocean waves, which have a calming and relaxing effect. Listening to these sounds forces us to pay attention, to focus on the present moment, and to distract our minds from anxious thoughts. Activity 6. Practicing mindfulness. The sixth tip is one of the most important for our well-being. practicing mindfulness. Sit in a comfortable place, close your eyes, and focus on your breathing. Feel the air entering and leaving your lungs. Observe the sensations in your body, the sounds around you, without judgment. Mindfulness reduces stress, anxiety, and improves concentration, training the brain to focus on the present and not get distracted by worries. It's a form of meditation that you can do anywhere, anytime, and which has a powerful and positive effect on your mental health. Activity 8. Organizing and labeling collection items. Our 7th item is an exercise in organization and memory. Organizing and labeling collection items. It could be a collection of stamps, coins, old photos, or books. The simple act of organizing, classifying, and labeling the items requires you to use logical reasoning, short and long-term memory to remember the details of each item, and attention to detail. It is a way to reconnect with your memories and your interests, which is a great benefit for mental well-being. Activity 8. Making origami or other paper folds. The 8th suggestion is a way to use your hands to calm your mind, making origami or other paper folds. The Japanese art of paper folding is a complex exercise for the brain, as it requires attention to detail, precision, and patience. Each fold requires you to follow a sequence of steps, which strengthens your procedural memory and your spatial reasoning. The repetition of movements and the focus on the task reduce stress and anxiety, creating a state of mindfulness. Activity 9. Cooking a family recipe. And finally, the 9th item is a way to use cooking to nourish the body and mind, cooking a family recipe. Choose a recipe from your childhood that brings you good memories, and try to make it without looking at the recipe. Try to remember the ingredients, the quantities, and the steps, and trust your memory. The act of cooking stimulates the senses of smell and taste, memory, and creativity. The feeling of having created something delicious that connects you to your past is a great reward. I hope these 9 activities help you find the perfect balance between mental gymnastics and tranquility. Remember, your brain is always ready to learn, and taking care of your mind is the greatest gift you can give yourself. If this video inspired you, like it, share it with those you love, activate the notifications, and subscribe here to the Active Mind 60+ channel. And don't forget, in the description, you will find our ebooks full of ideas to keep your mind alive with lightness and joy. Tell me in the comments, do you already do any cognitive activities in your daily life? Which one helps you the most? See you in the next video, and remember, taking care of your mind is taking care of your freedom to be who you are every day.